everyone, this is Luce Higdon from Crochet Societe, and welcome to the volunteer blanket crochet along tutorial for part 1. This week will be the blanket body. I've decided to go ahead and make this video tutorial just to assist with following along with the written pattern and to give you an idea of what your work should look like when you complete each row. So just going over some pattern notes, I have decided to go with for the purposes of the tutorial, the baby size, and I'll show you how that gets worked up here in just a few minutes. So I hope that you are ready to learn and come along with me on this journey to be able to better understand how to make this design. Okay, so here we are at the end of row 3, and we've done all single crochets up until this point. So starting with this last stitch, what we're going to do is we're going to change from color A to color B in the last single crochet. Let me just go ahead and show you how we do that color change. So what you'll do is you'll just start like a single crochet in color A, go down or go under, yarn through rather the first loop of that stitch, and then you'll go ahead and use that second loop to attach the new color. And that's just what we're going to do for the remainder of the body of the pattern and of the border. Of course, anytime that you're going to be changing colors, you're going to want to change colors in that last single crochet stitch as shown. So from here we're going to chain 1, and then what we're going to do is this is going to be the row that will be beginning the mosaic crochet scheme. So what we're going to do here is starting from the first stitch, go ahead and single crochet. So the first and the last stitch of any mosaic crochet project, the first and the last stitch are not included in the mosaic crochet scheme for the pattern. So that's going to be 1 single crochet in the first stitch of this row, and then from here we're going to want to single crochet across the next 5 single crochet stitches. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then from here what we're going to do is chain 2, and then skip 1 single crochet stitch, and then single crochet in the next 13 single crochet stitches. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. Okay, and then what you're going to do from here is you're just going to repeat that same pattern. So just chain 2, skip the next single crochet stitch, and then single crochet across the next 13 single crochet stitches up until you get to the last 6 single crochet of the row, and then you'll just single crochet across those last single crochet stitches, and then chain 1 and turn, and then I will go ahead and meet you there and show you how we're going to be doing what I call essentially is a reinforcement row, but it's just basically going to follow the same pattern and stitches and chains and single crochet going back in our second row. So I'll show you that here in just a minute. Okay, so we're back and we are starting now on step 6 or row number 5 of the written pattern. So in this particular row we're going to be changing to our color C, and I will be using Sheep Cheese Stone Washed, and it's in color 805. So it doesn't have a particular name, it's just color 805, but it kind of looks like a jean color blue. So that's going to be my color C, but of course you guys can interchange the colors. You can, you know, change in color variation from A to B to C, A to B to C, and just, you know, just whatever you want to do as far as the color scheme is concerned is totally up to you. But just for the purposes of this tutorial, I'll just be maintaining a consistent a color correlation consistent with the written pattern. So and on this row, we're starting again with a single crochet in our first single crochet stitch, making sure that first stitch is nice and tight there in the, not too tight, but just tight enough to not have a gap there in the color changing stitch, where you change to color C here. And then what we're going to be doing in this particular row is working across the first 5 single crochet stitches. So this first stitch, of course, is being your first single crochet stitch. So you're going to do 4 more. So that's 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then from here, what we're going to be doing is going ahead and chaining 2 and skipping that next single crochet stitch. We're going to put in a mosaic double crochet in our color C 2 rows below. So you're going to yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over again, and then you're going to just yarn over and then go through the last those 2 series of stitches to make a single, or I'm so sorry, a double crochet stitch. From here, we're going to chain 2. I love you, baby. From here, we're going to chain 2, skipping that next single crochet stitch, and then we're going to single crochet across the next, and then we're going to single crochet across the next 11 single crochet stitches. So that's 1. Yes, baby. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Okay, from here you'll notice that you have one last single crochet in this grouping of single crochet stitches. So again, we're going to chain 2, skipping that last single crochet stitch, and then we're going to go ahead and work a mosaic double crochet into that next single crochet 2 rows below in color A. So yarn over and then go ahead and pull through those 2 series of loops to make a double crochet. Chain 2. Again, we're going to be skipping that first single crochet in the next grouping, and then single crochet across the next 11 single crochet stitches. And then you're going to just keep working like so until you get to the last 5 single crochet stitches, going ahead and working single crochet stitches in those last 5 stitches of our row 5 here. Chain 1, and then you're going to be working your reinforcement row. And then just to reiterate exactly how that reinforcement row will go, you will be putting single crochet stitches in each stitch across the row, and then of course doing the 2 chain space anywhere where there is a 2 chain space going across the row until we come back, and then we're going to switch again to color B, and I will show you what that looks like, and we'll go ahead and begin on our next row for the mosaic crochet scheme. So I'll be back here in just a moment. Okay, so we're back to the beginning here. We're going to be starting on row 8. So of the written pattern, we'll be single crocheting across the first 4 single crochet stitches. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Go ahead and get this tightened here. Okay. From here, we're going to chain 2, Skipping that next single crochet stitch, we're going to work a mosaic double crochet into the single crochet in color B 2 rows below. From here, chain 2. Skipping that next single crochet stitch, we're going to put in a mosaic double crochet into that next single crochet stitch in color B 2 rows below again. From here, chain 2. Skip that next single crochet stitch and then just work 4 single crochet across the next 4 stitches. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Chain 2. Skip that next single crochet and work 4 more single crochet stitches across the next 4 stitches. 2, 3, and 4. Okay, and then from here we'll be repeating that same pattern. So I'll just go ahead and go through one more repeat here just for the sake of the tutorial. So we're gonna go ahead and chain 2, skipping that next single crochet stitch and work that mosaic double crochet into color B 2 rows below. Chain 2. Skip that next single crochet stitch and work a mosaic double crochet into that next single crochet stitch. Chain 2. Skip that next single crochet stitch and work across the next 4 stitches. Single crochet, 2, 3, 4, chain 2, skip that next single crochet stitch and then work 4 single crochet across the next 4 stitches. 2, 3, 4. And you're just going to continue in the same pattern across your row, and then I will meet you here at the end of this row for the last 9 stitches before your reinforcement row. So I will see you back here in a minute. Alright, so we have arrived at the end of our row. These are the last 9 stitches. So from here we're going to chain 2. Go ahead and skip that next single crochet stitch. Work the mosaic double crochet in that next stitch 2 rows below. Chain 2. Skip that next single crochet stitch and then again mosaic double crochet in that next single crochet stitch in color B. Chain 2, and then you're just going to skip that next single crochet stitch and then single crochet across the last 4 stitches. After this, it is a chain 1. You'll turn your work and then you'll work your reinforcement row, and I will be back here and we can discuss on how we'll set up the mosaic crochet scheme and what it'll look like for row 10. Okay, we are starting now on row 10, and go ahead and work 4 single crochet across the first 4 stitches. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then you'll be working a mosaic double crochet into that next single crochet in color C 2 rows below. Chain 2, skipping that next single crochet stitch in color B and then going ahead and working a mosaic double crochet in color C. And then go ahead and chain 2, skipping that next single crochet stitch, and we're going to be working a mosaic double crochet into that next single crochet stitch 2 rows below. Single crochet across the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, and 3. From here, you're going to want to chain 2, skipping that next single crochet stitch, and then you're going to be working a mosaic double crochet into that next single crochet stitch 2 rows below, chain 2, skipping that next single crochet stitch, and then we're going to be single crocheting across the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. And then we're just going to be repeating those same steps. So mosaic double crochet into that next single crochet and color C 2 rows below, chain 2. Again, skipping that next single crochet stitch and working a mosaic double crochet into that single crochet in color C, chain 2. Skip that next single crochet stitch, working a mosaic double crochet into that next stitch. Three single crochet across the next 3 stitches. 2, 3, chain 2. Skipping that next single crochet, working a mosaic double crochet into that next stitch and color C 2 rows below. And then from here we will be repeating that until you get to the last 8 stitches of this row. So just keep repeating that same pattern, and then I will be back here with you in just a couple of moments to go over the last 8 stitches of this row before you begin working your reinforcement row. Okay, so here we are at the last 8 stitches of row 10. From here we're going to chain 2, skipping that next single crochet stitch and working a mosaic double crochet into that next single crochet 2 rows below. And oops. Chain 2, skip that next single crochet stitch and then work a mosaic double crochet into that next single crochet stitch. And then from here you're just going to single crochet across the last 4 stitches of the row. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Alright, go ahead and do a chain 1 and start on your reinforcement row, and I will be back here with you momentarily to begin on row 12. Okay, so we're on row 12 now. Your work should look like this, where you can start seeing the tops of your upside down tees and the sticks to your right side up tees. So essentially what we're going to be working on now is going to be this on the top of the sticks of your tees here for the tees that are right side up, and then we're going to be working the sticks of the upside down tees. Okay, and you're going to be able to see that here as we progress further. So single crochet into that first stitch, chain 2, skip that next single crochet stitch and then work 3 single crochet stitches across the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, and 3. Go ahead and work a mosaic double crochet into that next stitch 2 rows below in color B, and go ahead and chain 2. Go ahead and work another mosaic double crochet after skipping that next stitch. And then you're going to go ahead and work 3 single crochets across the next 3 stitches, chain 2, mosaic double crochet into that next stitch 2 rows below, chain 2, skip that next single crochet stitch, and then work another mosaic double crochet, chain 2, skip that next single crochet stitch, and then 3 single crochet across the next 3 stitches. So 1, 2, and 3. And then you'll see now that we're going to repeat those same steps across the row, and you're just going to continue working like so across the row to the last 12 stitches, and I will meet up with you there in just a moment to go over those last few steps. Alright, so we're at the last 12 stitches. From here we are going to chain 2, go ahead and skip that next single crochet stitch, work 3 single crochet across, 1, 2, and 3. Go ahead and work a mosaic double crochet into that next stitch 2 rows below, chain 2, skip that next single crochet stitch, and then work another mosaic double crochet into that next stitch 2 rows below, and then go ahead and work across the next 3 single crochet stitches, 1, 2, 3, chain 2, skip that next single crochet stitch and single crochet into that last stitch. And I will meet you back here at the beginning of row 14. Okay, so we are now starting on row 14. We are going to go ahead and work in color C, single crochet into that first stitch, and then going ahead and putting in a mosaic double crochet into that next stitch 2 rows below. And so you'll see here, if you're a beginner, 2 mosaic double crochet. Any preceding 2 chain spaces for this particular pattern anyway basically will be worked in a mosaic double crochet with the next color that you'll be working with. And then from here we will be working a single crochet across the next 4 single crochet stitches. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Mosaic double crochet into that next stitch. And then you'll go ahead and single crochet across the next 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then go ahead and work a mosaic double crochet into that next stitch 2 rows below. Chain 2 and skip that next single crochet stitch and put it and work a mosaic double crochet into that next single crochet stitch 2 rows below. Go ahead and repeat that. Chain 2, skipping that next single crochet stitch, mosaic double crochet into that next single crochet stitch 2 rows below. Okay, and then from here you can see we've worked the top of our T's for our T's that are right side up, and then the stick of our T's here for the ones that are upside down. So this row is essentially going to complete the first set of your T's. Okay, and then from here go ahead and single crochet across the next 4 single crochet stitches, 2, 3, working a mosaic double crochet into that next single crochet 2 rows below. And then working across the next 4 single crochet stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, and then you're just going to keep repeating those same steps going across the row. And then you will go ahead and to the last 10 stitches of our row, I will show you how we'll be finishing this row up, and then go ahead and begin on row 16 when we get back. Okay, and we're back on row 16 at the beginning. You will single crochet across the first 12 stitches, and then mosaic double crochet into that next single crochet stitch 2 rows below in color B. Chain 2, skipping that next single crochet stitch in color C, and then going ahead and working a mosaic double crochet in color B 2 rows below. And then from here, you're just going to single crochet across the next 11 stitches. And you're just going to keep working in that same way, 11 single crochet stitches, and then working your mosaic double crochet stitches in between those sections, those groupings of 11 stitches in single crochet across your row. And then you'll finish your row the same way that it began, which is going to be those last 12 stitches. It's just going to be, you're just going to work single crochet across those. And so I've gone ahead and gotten those 11 single crochet stitches worked. Putting in a mosaic double crochet into that next stitch 2 rows below in color C, chain 2, skipping that next single crochet stitch, and then working a mosaic double crochet into that single crochet 2 rows below, and then again we're gonna single crochet across the next 11 stitches. So you're just gonna keep working like so, and then I will be right back here with you starting on row 18. Okay, and we're back on row 18. So from here, what we're going to be doing is single crocheting across the first 12 stitches. So it's very similar to the previous mosaic scheme row. And what I mean by mosaic scheme is it's essentially all the even number rows, and it's going to be the rows that are the only rows that are going to be making the pattern that you'll see in the front of your work. All right. Let's see, and then counting, which is lots count. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, and then from here you're going to chain 2, skipping that next single crochet stitch, and then working a single crochet a mosaic double crochet rather, into that next single crochet stitch in color C 2 rows below. Chain 2. Go ahead and skip that next single crochet stitch, and then you'll just single crochet across the next 11 single crochet stitches. And you'll just continue that same pattern across your row until you get to the last single crochet stitch, and you'll go ahead and work a single crochet into that stitch, chain 1, turn your work, and then go ahead and work on your reinforcement row, and then I will meet you back here to review the steps for row 20. Okay, so here we are on row 20, and so we're going to be starting off this row with 1 single crochet into that first stitch. Then we're going to want to chain 2. Go ahead and skip that next single crochet stitch, and then go ahead and single crochet across the next 4 stitches. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Chain 2, skip that next single crochet stitch, and then we're going to work across the next 4 single crochet stitches. Just go ahead and put in single crochet here, 2, 3, and 4. Chain 2, skip that last single crochet stitch in this grouping, and then you're going to put in a mosaic double crochet into that single crochet stitch in color B 2 rows below. Okay, go ahead and do that again. So we're going to chain 2, skip that next single crochet stitch, and put in a mosaic double crochet into that single crochet 2 rows below in color B. From here we're going to chain 2, skip that next single crochet stitch, and then 4 single crochet across the next 4 stitches. 2, 3, and 4. From here we're going to chain 2, skip that next single crochet stitch, and a single crochet across the next 4 stitches. 2, 3, and 4. From here chain 2, and then it's just going to repeat again. So you'll want to work this way across your row until we get to the last 12 stitches, and then I'll meet you here at the end of this row to go over how we'll wrap up this row. So here we are in the last 12 stitches of row 20. From here what we're going to be doing is go ahead and chain 2, skip that next single crochet stitch, single crochet across the next 4 stitches. 2, 3, and 4. Chain 2. Going ahead and skipping that next single crochet stitch, we're going to go ahead and single crochet across the next 4 stitches. 2, 3, 4. Chain 2, skip that next stitch, and then go ahead and single crochet into that last single crochet stitch. Chain 1, and you're going to go ahead and turn your work and work your reinforcement row. And I will meet you back here in just a moment to start on row 22. Row 22, this is what your work should look like. So we're starting again on a series of the upside down tees here. Again, above this row where there's right side up. And then you'll also be able to see tees connecting like 2 brackets right here and right here. And then this bar that meets and connects them in the middle. So you'll be able to see tees horizontally and vertically by the time we finish on the last repeating row, which it looks like is, looking ahead here, by row 28. By row 28 is where you repeat, or the pattern repeats itself, and then you'll be able to see exactly what I'm talking about. So looking at row 22, what we're going to be doing is you're going to single crochet with color C in that first single crochet stitch, mosaic double crochet into that single crochet 2 rows below in color C, and then go ahead and work 3 single crochet stitches across the next 3 stitches here chain 2, skip that next single crochet stitch, and then work a mosaic double crochet into the single crochet and color C 2 rows below, chain 2, skip that next single crochet stitch, and then work single crochet across the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. Mosaic double crochet again into that next single crochet stitch, 2 rows below, chain 2, skip that next single crochet stitch and mosaic double crochet into that next single crochet stitch 2 rows below, and we're going to do that twice. So chain 2, skipping that next single crochet stitch and working mosaic double crochet into that next single crochet stitch 2 rows below, again in color C. Okay, go ahead and work single crochet across the next 3 single crochet stitches. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay, chain 2, working a mosaic double crochet into that next single crochet stitch 2 rows below, chain 2, skipping that next single crochet stitch and then working single crochet across the next 3 stitches. So that's 1, 2, and 3. Working a mosaic double crochet into that next stitch. Okay, then we're going to chain 2, skip that next single crochet stitch in color B, and then go ahead and work a mosaic double crochet in that single crochet stitch 2 rows below, and then we're going to repeat that again. Skip that next single crochet, mosaic double crochet into that next single crochet stitch in color C 2 rows below. Okay, and then from here we're just going to work across the next 3 stitches in single crochet. Okay, so what you're going to do now is essentially repeat that same pattern going across your row until you get to about, the last 11 stitches, single crochet stitches, and then I will be showing you how we finalize this row before we move on to row 24. All right, so here we are on the last 11 stitches of this row, and so we're going to be single crocheting across the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3, chain 2. And from here we will be skipping that next single crochet stitch and putting in a mosaic double crochet into that next single crochet 2 rows below in color C. From here, chain 2, skip that next single crochet stitch and then single crochet across the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and then mosaic double crochet into that next stitch in color C 2 rows below. And then we're going to just single crochet into that last stitch for this row. Chain 1, turn your work, and then we'll be working on that reinforcement row before starting with row 24. All right, so here we are at the beginning of row 24. From here, you're going to want to single crochet across the first 4 stitches. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. From here, chain 2, skip that next single crochet stitch and then mosaic double crochet into that next single crochet stitch 2 rows below in color B. And you're going to want to do that again. So chain 2, skipping that next single crochet stitch and working mosaic double crochet into that next single crochet stitch 2 rows below. Chain 2, skip that next single crochet stitch and then work across the next 3 stitches in single crochet. So that's 2 and 3. Work a mosaic double crochet into that next single crochet stitch 2 rows below. From here, chain 2. Skip that next single crochet stitch and then work a mosaic double crochet into that next single crochet 2 rows below. 3 single crochet across the next 3 stitches, and so you see that the pattern repeats. So from here, just continue in the same way and repeat across to the last 8 stitches of this row. And I will meet you there here in just a moment to go over the final steps of this row before moving on to row 26. Okay, so here we are on the last 8 stitches of row 26. And so from here, what we're going to be doing is going ahead and chaining 2, skipping that next single crochet stitch, and then we're going to be putting in a mosaic double crochet into that next single crochet stitch 2 rows below, chain 2. Skipping that next single crochet stitch, we're going to put in a mosaic double crochet into that single crochet 2 rows below in color B. Chain 2. And go ahead and skip that next single crochet and then just single crochet across the last 4 single crochet stitches of this row. And then you're going to chain 1, turn your work, and then work on the reinforcement row. Alrighty, so we are at our repeating row. So for row 28, you would be beginning at the 6th row, or actually it would be just step 6 of the pattern, row 6 listed in the pattern, to row 27. That is your repeating, those are your repeating rows to make up the body of the pattern. So from here, that's where you would go. You would go back to step 6 in the pattern, in the written pattern, and then just repeat it until you make about the length of the blanket, which should be 6 times. So you would repeat it 6 times total, not counting this initial section here. Just any repeats after this portion are going to be counted into the 6 times that you want to repeat the succession of the rows. So that'll make up your body. So I hope that you've enjoyed this tutorial. I hope it's made the pattern a little bit more clear. But of course, as always, I am available at any time if anyone has any questions or concerns in regards to the written pattern or needs any clarification. Feel free to DM me on Instagram or PM me on Facebook. And thanks so much for following along with me on this journey and getting this volunteer blanket tutorial out to you guys. And I hope you guys have a great night. Bye-bye.